In this video, I will show you how you can enhance your client's performance without drugs in areas such as performing arts, sport and in business. And that is using EMDR therapy. Please join me. I'm Dr. Michael Paterson, clinical psychologist and EMDR Europe Accredited Senior Trainer. I want to help you become the best you can possibly be in delivering EMDR therapy. In this video, I will be explaining how you can use EMDR therapy effectively to help your clients achieve maximum potential in areas such as performing arts, sport and in business. You might be thinking at this stage, EMDR for enhancing performance, what can it not do? Well, it can't make coffee, but you know something? If it could, it would probably be the best coffee in the world. So how can we think of using EMDR to enhance performance? Well, I will explain the reason behind that and also how you can go about it. A client may present with difficulty in a particular area. Let's say it's a professional musician. The musician's playing well in the orchestra as part of that team. But whenever they are asked to play a solo, the focus is on them. Then they may freeze. Their mind goes blank. They miss notes, make a mistake, and the dread being asked to be the focus of attention. Another scenario could be the sports person. Let's say the golfer, playing a fun four-ball on a Saturday morning with their colleagues, their friends, and plays brilliantly, can sink a putt from anywhere on the green. When it comes to competition day, a short putt, the client hits it wide. Golfers call this the yips. It's something that's well recognized. Another area could be in the world of business. For example, somebody is asked to do a presentation. They know their material, they've got the skills, they're able to do it. But when it comes to the bit, the focus is on them. They freeze. Like that. Something is happening in the here and now that is triggering that response. With EMDR therapy, we're thinking, what has happened in the past that has led to my client having this difficulty in the here and now? What we want to do is identify the memory network or series of memory networks in which those prior experiences are stored, from which the learning has come that feeds into the present, affects their attitude and their behaviour. Let's say a memory network looks like a hand. As you can see here, the fingers represent channels of information which are associated with each other. The types of information stored in these channels, in one channel could be the sensory aspects of the original experience, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes. Another channel, the thoughts that we had at the time of that original event. Then the emotions. These are the emotions associated with it that get stirred up when the memory is activated. The sensations, the physical sensations that get activated in the body when the memory is activated too. And of course, beliefs. The negative belief we develop about ourselves as a result of that particular experience. So our client is presenting in the here and now with a particular difficulty. How then do we find out what these past events are? Well, depending on where your client is on a continuum of complexity, from the well-adjusted at this side to the most complex client presentation here. If the client is from here, well-adjusted to around about halfway down, I would consider using the Floatback Technique. How do we do that? I would ask the client to think about the difficulty they're having, let's say the golfer. Think about the last time you hit the ball wide, a recent example. Bring up a picture in your mind that represents that for you now, as you're connecting to it. What negative belief about yourself fits with that? What emotion do you notice just now? And where do you feel it in your body? We're asking the client to connect to their feeling state associated with that more recent experience, connected to the current problem. I then say to that client, so thinking of those words, so let's say, I'm not good enough. That emotion, that anxiety, and that feeling in your body. So let's say the client has told us tightness in the stomach. So you've got that image, you've got that negative belief, I'm not good enough. You've got the anxiety, that feeling in your stomach, holding together those words, that emotion, that feeling in your stomach, and float back in your memory. Just allow your mind to float back without searching for anything in particular. Allow your mind to float back to an earlier time or times when you felt something similar. So it allows our client then to float back in time using the feeling state to connect to other similar memories that are stored in memory networks. So the client can make those connections. And we want to float back as far as the client can remember, noting down the experiences that they recall on the way. We're aiming to find out the touchstone memory, the earliest recalled experience of the client's presenting problem. We want to get the other past events that are associated with that too. Then the present triggers, and then the future template. Although I've said doing the float back to identify a number of past events, this doesn't take away from the need to take a good history from your client. You need to understand your client and where they're coming from. You will see in this next slide that I put up, our client is presenting with certain symptoms in the here and now. We're helping the client identify a recent example, and then now we're identifying those past events that are associated with it, the touchstone memory and other past experiences. So we target those, starting with the touchstone memory. By starting with the touchstone memory, it leads to the most effective and efficient reprocessing that can occur. We can get a generalization effect arising from the touchstone memory. Once we have resolved those past events, then we target the present trigger. And for each present trigger, there is a future template. So you can resolve a future template, one or more for each trigger. So always remember with your client's reprocessing, past, present and future. In summary then, to help our clients enhance their performance in the here and now, we have to identify the past events that led down that dysfunctional learning that they have in the here and now. By resolving those past events, then the present triggers associated with it, we can prepare our clients to deal with the future in a desired way. The musician can now pick up their instrument and feel comfortable enough to play solo. The business person can stand up in front of the audience that they have to present to, deliver their pitch. They know the material, they've got the skills. The sports person, such as the golfer, can play brilliantly without pressure, but now, on that day, the competition day, they can still sink the putts that they're able to when they're playing for fun. I hope this video has been of benefit to you. If it has, please click like down below. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please feel free to do so. By doing that, YouTube can let you know when other videos are published. I want you to become the best you can possibly be delivering EMDR therapy.